Hello, and welcome back to Adventure Alone. I'm your host, Tim Niederreiter, player, game master of sorts, and in this case, player of both sides on the war between Balanz and Thrace. Now, these two nations are going to go to battle in the a showdown across their border. There are two nations in a fictional world, of course, sci-fi, fantasy world, my own devising slash randomization. But their main battle is going to be waged with mechs because I wanted to do a mech war. So the name of the series would suggest this solo play is going to be about another mech war. Specifically, just another mech war, which we got in session 1, which you can find way back from December. I've been delayed a bunch of times on this channel from making more videos due to life events and work and everything. It's been a lot, but I'm back on the horse, and for Lent this year I've decided I'm going to be creating content, basically. That's my goal. Instead of giving something up, I'm taking on new habits. So I'll be writing more. Look, I am an author, and I'll be writing more, and I'll be playing more games for the channel. So, where we last left off, we had the idea of the Battle of Fort Carlos coming up. That'll be the first engagement in the battle between Thrace and the nation called Balance, which is kind of what I think of as the player character nation. So, yeah. So, however, there was this big question of what rule set should I play the mech battles with? And that, to me, has come up. I've kind of concluded on something, and I mean, because I want the pilots to matter, right? And I want there to be able to be infantry and other vehicles that matter to some extent, not just a mech skirmish game with only mech scale units. And because I'm using the 10mm scale, like I'm using drop zone commander models for a lot of the models, and because there are airboats, aerial cataphracts, kind of represent one side's mechs, the Thracian mechs will be represented by spaceship miniatures, basically Battlefield Gothic and other spaceship miniatures. And then the mechs themselves, a variety of mechs I have already. I have one from Infinity, that'll be playing Sally's Peril, etc. Anyway, a few from War Machine, and I have some Gundam artifact kits that are probably going to come out eventually because they're the right scale, and so on. But again, what's the rule set? And I've settled on a rule set with all the things I needed. I need a few mechs per side. I need to be able to field infantry that matter a little bit at least, and vehicles that are like tanks and airplanes and stuff. Maybe not planes, but tanks and slower aircraft, etc., that kind of thing. Armored units of various kinds for the ground. And they will have to be streamlined. That's the other thing. And this system can't be too complicated because I'm not a complicated rules guy, basically. I want to be able to run the games quickly and efficiently and have fun doing it. So what's the rule set? Because there are actually a lot of mech games out there that are offered for free or cheap in various miniature agnostic or Battletech, frankly, adjacent games, or anime adjacent games. And frankly, I liked a bunch of them, but the one that I've settled on is called Flames of Orion. Yeah, Flames of Orion. So that's in beta right now. So I was able to get it for free. You can find it for free on the website if you just search up Flames of Orion in your favorite non-denominational search engine. You'll end up with something, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get those core rules for free if you're listening to this video in a timely fashion. And it's an interesting system, but it's pretty simple, and I like it. I like it because it's kind of got the 2-action economy per unit. It's got rules for the infantry, the tanks, etc. built in. And I'm going to be modifying a few things here and there. But the one thing it was missing, one thing that I wanted, one of my key requirements is that the pilots need to be important. Because I want personnel to be more important, pilots and commanders specifically. So I bolted on a little add-on to it because I've tested it a few times, tested the game a little bit off channel, and I think it's going to work. But I bolted on some actually relatively untested elements, that is to say, the pilot skill level, basically. So pilots will roll basically be able to roll to over their grade. So the lower the pilot's grade is, the better. They'll be graded from 5 to 1. Yeah. So you have to roll over that to score a success for your special, basically to improve one of your actions, because in Flames of Orion you can bolster actions. So by default, a pilot can bolster one action a turn. Can try to bolster one action a turn without spending additional heat, which is usually what you do in Flames of Orion to make your mech do more stuff and have more effective actions. And I think that's going to be a good way to start. And we'll see if pilots need to get better or worse once we test play it, because I will be recording that game for the channel soon. You know, that battle, the first battle of this new war, this mech war. The Battle of Fort Carlos is coming soon. But until then, you guys can check out Flames of Orion. I am pimping it out a little bit. I didn't write it. I'm not being paid. But it looks like a good rule set. I plan to use it for this campaign. So, finally decided, and look forward for more content from me soon. Battle of Fort Carlos is coming to you very soon compared to this video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and take it easy.